Hi, Sagittarius. So, this is your reading. I'm going to do a six-card spread on basically Jupiter and kind of what's been going on for Sagittarius. Okay, so Jupiter just went direct on the weekend. So this is a slower moving planet that takes 12 years to kind of go through all the zodiac and constellations. Is like it'll take a little bit to really kind of like gain momentum, but you know, as we, finish up September and into October, like we're gonna be like things are gonna be moving fast. You're already kind of probably seeing, like if you've been doing the reflection, if you've been doing the hard work, you're already kind of seeing the signs. Okay, but if you're not, not too late. I mean, we kind of get Jupiter is the planet of expansion and gifts and, and luck. And, so if you did the hard work, I mean, you will kind of see the rewards, at the end, But, okay, if you, weren't paying attention to the signs or something like that, like maybe it's not too late to adjust, but at the same time, it's like, with it being representing the Wheel of Fortune, for example, it's like even if it seems negative, there is a reason for it, and you will see it at some point in time. You'll be like, oh, do you know, okay, because if I think about, it, okay, so you guys are Sagittarius. Jupiter was just in not just in Sagittarius, but went from Sagittarius to Capricorn last December. Okay, if I think about, I lost my job roughly around that time, or I had like a tower moment. I lost it actually later, but it was significant from that point, and I could have been like, oh man, and it did kind of suck in the moment. It got me into the hospital, for example, and um, and it's just like, but looking back, knowing that that is going to be a significant moment, and what changes it, and it's like, if I listen to the signs, or whatever, the kind of thing, it's like I could have avoided that probably. Anyways, so okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I do know that. So normally I don't have decks in reverse, and but I do know that as I was kind of just shuffling the cards, kind of mindlessly, but just trying to get into the Sagittarius, I did actually realize I shuffled it up to down. So I mean, but that means that the message is gonna need to come out. So I mean, with the Eight of Swords, it's like you've done something that to get out of, the Eight of Swords is like feeling trapped in your mind, feeling trapped. And but the trick is that it's all your own thoughts. You can get yourself out of it. And so I think the theme and what's been happening is that you did do that. Okay. So what messages can we get to Sagittarius? What lessons have they been going through during, Jupiter season, in retrograde, and what's going to be happening as they finish up, the rest of the year? What can we help them in, so we're going to do the six-card spread. What guidance can we give? Okay, so your cards are ready. What are they going to say? We will see. Under the deck is Six of Wands. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be, it's probably not going to be one reading for all signs. It seems to be pretty long for each one. But one of the things I've been, I don't remember what I was going to say. I'm going to say something about Jupiter and things, and I don't know. But anyways, so I mean, this is about recognition. Oh, I was gonna say, it's in case you didn't see the other ones, this is a brand new deck for me, so I haven't actually seen what this is. I've never looked at this Six of Wands, before, but this is about coming home victoriously from, battle, it's not done yet, I mean, you can gain that recognition kind of thing, enjoy the celebration, enjoy that homecoming kind of thing, being that, but battle's not really over yet. The Seven of Wands comes, after, and that's like sometimes people can turn on you, right? And you gotta do what you gotta do, you know, with only sometimes that inspiration to kind of keep you going. Okay, but there is ultimately some kind of success that you are experiencing. You've come from some kind of battle, whether that was just an internal battle, not just an internal battle. I'm not saying that, because I mean those internal battles are all about a bitch. Okay, but whether that's a battle internally or like outside of you. You're coming home victoriously. Victorious. Okay. So what you've been dealing with, okay, is the Knight of Swords. Okay, we have it in reverse. Okay, so you've probably been dealing with um like issues of, okay, so especially if you're coming home victorious after battle. Okay, this is someone who is really immature, not really, not thinking with their head. Like you can see like their heads in the cloud. Well, I mean, clouds are up here, but the head's down there. Okay, and like the Knight of Swords is known for normally, like, it's gonna rush in defending, with the truth and like, justice, a lot of ways, but because it's not like a queen or a king, it hasn't learned all the lessons, or like, may not have the staying power to like fight the fight. Okay, with it reversed, was this you? Like, was this been about you? Well, okay. I actually think you're coming home victorious. So I do believe that like you've been dealing with somebody who's been like, really bitchy, really like harsh, cold, um, insulting. They may be like saying that like trying to be all like righteous and stuff, like self-righteous and being like, yeah, this is really just, but like they're being really mean, you know? And so it's like how you've been responding to that, or I guess before that is like kind of the events, and situation. So communication, Eight of Wands. Oh, cool. I like Eight of Wands has come up a few times so far as I'm going through the signs, but I haven't actually it hasn't come up like this. That's really cool. I'm really into like space and like also like that. And I wonder. I think that's Jupiter. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Jupiter. I think it is. Okay, because again, like it is about that fast movement and expansion and like, and like I love how these are like rocket ships and and so it's like, but again, granted, it means that there's been a lot of movement. It's been a lot of fast communication, um, but it may not have always been fun, you know. But I still like it. It still means that there is like, you know, the opportunity to kind of like things are already in motion. You've already set like maybe things that have been said, in terms of like whether somebody said something to you or you said something to somebody else, it's like you can't take it back, like especially if it was super harsh, there's no going back. And it's like, these wands are emotion. Okay, and so how you've been responding? Okay, it's the Star. That's awesome. So you've been healing. Okay, so if somebody's been really mean, and trying to cause fights, and like getting in your way or whatever kind of thing, like you've been taking, I think, like the higher ground. You've been like trying to like, you know, at least heal from this. Like whether you've been trying to heal the situation, like and compromise and blend, kind of thing. But this is about like, this what would be this before the stars, the tower. So something crumbled, something that wasn't, set up in, like was kind of set up faulty. But now you kind of know, like you see the star, you see the wish, and this is like a major arcana. Okay, you're showing up as a major arcana, so you've been doing some really good like healing work from whatever harshness and fights that's been happening. Okay, and again, you're returning home victorious. Okay, and so the message from like kind of your higher self or from above is love. The Lovers. Okay, I like this depiction of it too. Like I have seen this card a little bit, but not really. Like it hasn't come up like this. Okay, but like, so for example, so a lot of the Lovers cards depicts about choice kind of thing, but this one is like about healing. And already like that choice is already made, and it's like choosing love over fear, and it's like, you know, if there's ever a debate between the two, you know, it's like, what is the loving decision? You know, so you have two major arcanas here so far to four. Okay, so it's like you've been choosing love and you've been guided to do that. You know, again, what is loving for you is loving for others as well. Because, well, like we create our own reality, right? You know, if we're depressed all the time, if we're like looking at everything in a negative light because we've been so hurt, right? You know, from all these hard works, like we end up, you know, like hurt people hurt other people, you know, and it like can be a chain reaction or something like that. But when you're choosing love, when you're choosing healing, you know, when you're choosing yourself and you're nourishing yourself, you know, it's like that does radiate, and it's like a ripple effect. Okay, so I mean, like, you've been through something, you know, but something amazing is happening. And it could be exactly what you wished for. Okay, so your environment is the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so this can be like a lack of commitment. It can be a broken contract. You know, someone around you, like probably this Knight of Swords, could be an air sign, may not be. But either way, with someone who's been harsh, like they could have been very unethical. You know, it's like, you know, the Hierophant represents our values, our morals. You know, it does represent institutions. It does represent, you know, what we pass on to, you know, the other generation. You know, like, you know, do we pass on love? Or do we pass on fear and like harsh words and immaturity? You know, or do we level up? You know, do we make a higher level commitment? You know, but it's reverse. You know, so it's not really thinking about with your head. You know, it's like thinking about more with your lower energies rather than like embracing the higher, you know, spiritual lesson of love. You know, so it's like around you, it's like people have been maybe unethical, you know, hurt words, broken commitments, but you're healing from it. And, you know, you're causing movement. And there potentially is a really good opportunity for love somewhere else. You know, especially if this is representing like, you know, like dealing with somebody like a really hurtful partner, you know, spouse, you know, and that means that like in your environment you've had to let go of this, you know, and so whether they you know, I think you potentially let go of them, you know, and you're healing, you know, and you're choosing love. And I do think there is another opportunity that is already in the works. Okay, and your answer is Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So this can be about going for the one, you know. One of the readers I listen to like talks about the Queen of Pentacles as being the catch. But I do think about this as being, especially with with the star here and healing. Okay, this is, and you know, when talking about love over fear and, you know, choosing yourself. Okay, this is about choosing yourself first. You know, like she is a mother, you know, she's a parent, you know, again, regardless of, you know, gender specifically. Okay, you know, she's caring, you know, she's abundant, she's an entrepreneur, she's a businesswoman. You know, she knows exactly what, you know, to do in terms of to like create that wealth and security. Okay, so this is either about, you know, like, I mean, especially if this is a love situation, you know, the answer is like, you know, you have somebody who's very immature, very hurtful, you know, not learning lessons, you know, and then you have somebody who's very comfortable and content and, you know, is the catch, you know, or this is about, you know, again, or it's about both, you know, but like loving yourself first, you know, taking care of yourself, you know, getting in touch with nature, you know, creating stuff, you know, whatever that is, you know, and by loving yourself, it does bring in that love. Like if you are looking for like somebody else. Okay. But ultimately, you have success. Like, you're coming back victorious. Like, I do think you took the higher ground. You know, like, you've set things in motion. Like, things have been said that can't be unsaid. You know, things, you know, especially if it's been like a really unethical thing that you just you can't unsee it. It's like, this can be about losing respect for somebody, like, big time. And so I'm sorry that you've been going through that, but I mean, you're healing, you know, and it's just like, you know, maybe like during the retrograde, it's been tough, you know, definitely been tough. It's been hard. It's, you know, dealing with people, but, you know, we've been choosing love over fear, you know, and like, you know, nobody deserves, you know, somebody who treats them this way, you know, and it's like loving yourself first. Fuck yeah, you rock. Okay, what is the takeaway message that will help, you know, again? And so there is a new moon on the 17th, and that is stepping through that portal. It's really like, I am taking my new life, because I mean, again, with the Jupiter too, it's like it takes 12 years to go around. Okay, and you know, it's like what is new? Like, I am really excited for you. Okay, I think you're gonna get your wish. If it's about love, you're gonna get your wish. You know, like, you're gonna start feeling better. You know, like, this person's not gonna be around anymore. You know, like, if, you know, like, and I think, or like, anyways. Okay, so what is the takeaway message that we can give to Sagittarius? The takeaway message for Sagittarius we have is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I love that, like, we have both the Nine of Pentacles and the the Queen of... Okay, because maybe, like, okay, I'm misspeaking, you know, but the Ten of Pentacles is that, like, happily ever after kind of thing, like that, even though if this represents, for example, you know, that catch, okay, if this represents, okay, this is the Nine of Pentacles, this is feeling as abundant as that you can, you know, alone and feeling like you're good, you're confident, you know, you don't need nobody if you don't want it. You can have somebody if you want them, but you don't need nobody, you know? So this is either representing, again, you know, becoming, like, this is pre-Empress, you know? Empress is that, like, pure, that she's the queen of all the queens, you know? And this is like, you know, like, technically all she needs is that love, you know, to really, like, you know, she has all that love to give, you know? And so this could either represent yourself, you know, like, having that self-respect, you know, getting yourself comfortable, you know, like, self-love, and then, like, you know, having that self-love brings in that partnership, brings in the other, if that's what you're looking for, you know? But so yeah, again, whether this is about, you know, representing yourself, you know, being confident and single, especially after, you know, like, you know, kind of like, you know, ready to kind of find that other, to make that Ten of Pentacles, or if this is about yourself, just kind of being the confidence. Either way, you've done a lot of the hard work, and it did mean that, like, you did need to let something go in terms of the Three of Pentacles being in reverse. So Three of Pentacles, okay, is about building. It is about that partnership, okay? You know, it is about that mastery. You know, with it in reverse. You know, I haven't looked at it, like, again, like this, but it's like, it doesn't look as good. You know, you can say it's also going back to the Two of Pentacles, you know, change and things like that. But it, you know, a lot of things that are representing here is that, like, a commitment or a partnership has recently, like, collapsed. You know, but you've been healing from it. You've learned your lessons, and you're going to get your wish. So congratulations. Like, I mean, I do think that you're already seeing signs, you know, like, I mean, we have the Death card underneath. So underneath that too. So there's a major transformation that meant that you had to let a partnership or something go, okay? But you chose love over fear, and there's something around you that's amazing, okay? So as we go into, like, the rest of the year, like, as you get into your birthday, oh my goodness, Sagittarius, you're gonna be pretty happy. Again, keep in mind that, like, I mean, you know, that, like, okay, as you go into Scorpio season, that is in your 12th house, so your sun might, like, you know, like, you might be feeling a little bit more, like, solitude and stuff like that, but that could also mean that you could be spending a lot of time alone with another. getting to know each other and a lot of intimacy and stuff like that. Could be Scorpio season, could be a lot of sex too. So, anyways, I'm happy for you so very much. Okay, take care. Bye.